So with a command rule, you can state that a command on a specific object owned by a specific user can only go forward whenever the associated rule set evaluates to true. Now, command rules do not have a name. They are known by the unique combination of a command, an object owner, and an object name. Therefore, you can create multiple select command rules. For example, as long as the object owner and object name attributes are different in these command rules. So with the commands, you're going to specify which command your database is being protected against. This includes most DDL commands, the alter system command, the execute command, and data manipulation language statements. With the status, you can indicate whether the command rule is currently in effect or not. You have the object owner and the object name. And then you have the rule set, which is the name of the rule set that protects these objects from this command. If the rule set evaluates to true at the time of attempting the command will succeed. Otherwise, a rule set violation error is being returned. So, how can you use this? Well, I've already demoed that, and I will show you my demo again. But let's say you have a user OE who logs in into the database and says, look, I would like to add a new column to my table orders. Now, OE is the owner of that table. The table is not in a realm or in a mandatory realm. If you're the owner of an object, you can do whatever you want with that object. Now, you have the user OE orders DBA that says, look, I'm seeing that there is a new column that has been added to this table orders. Yeah, but says, yeah, but why was I not consulted? Because I'm the only person who should be able to, let's say, add columns or perform alter table commands upon that table orders of OE. Now, what can that user do? For instance, we can have a role created called order app DBA, and then grant that role to that user OE orders DBA. And then what we can do is we can then create a command rule that says, look, you can perform the alter table command, but only if you have the role order app DBA. Now this here is a rule that you put inside a rule set that you attach to a command rule. Now, just to show you that, I've already demoed that in one of the previous chapters, but look, here I have a rule that says OE orders rule 1. That is a rule that is going to check, does the current user have the role OE role? Then that rule is attached to my rule set OE orders designer. And then I said, look, I'm going to create a command rule for the alter table command upon object orders of OE. But the alter table command can only go forward if this rule set evaluates to true, which only contains one rule that checks, do you have the role OE role or not? So in this case, on my slide, if now OE or some other user tries to alter the table orders of user OE, it will get a command rule violation. However, if a person logs in and tries the alter table command and has the role order app DBA, in my case only the OE orders DBA user, that user will be able to go forward with that alter table command upon table orders of OE. And it's even so that when OE attempts to alter a different orders related table, a violation will be shown upon that screen. Now, whenever you're going to specify command rules, you have to take into account the scope of command rules. Now, you have command rules at the system-wide level, for instance, for alter system and connect statements. You can also create command rules which are schema specific. For example, you can create a command rule for the drop table statement against objects of a specific schema. You can also create command rules which are object specific, like for instance, creating a command rule for the drop table statement with a specific table included in the command rule definition. Now, in a multi-tenant environment, if you want to create for the create pluggable database, alter pluggable database, and drop pluggable database statements, you can create them in the root so that they can be applied to the entire multi-tenant environment. So what you can do is, for instance, you can create a command rule for the command alter table upon any object of the schema OE. And I'm going to associate this with the default rule set disabled. And the evaluation that's happening within that rule set, it's one rule that checks if 1 equals 0. Now, 1 is never equal to 0. So the rule set will always give false. So it means that once you have set up this command rule, this will prevent the alter table command on the objects of the OE schema. Now you have some pre-delivered command rules. Commands like alter profile, create user, drop profile, and drop user are protected by a predefined rule set that says that you must have the database vault account manager role before you can successfully execute those commands. You also have the alter system pre-delivered command rule. And this command rule is used to restrict the system parameters that can be changed. By default, this command rule uses the predefined rule set allow system parameters, which checks to see whether the parameter 07 dictionary accessibility is set to true. That rule set, although not recommended, can be customized, or you can create your own rule set. The alter user pre-delivered command rule defines a list of users who can do such things as changing a user's password, profile, log status, and default table space. A user can always alter his or her own account. It's the database account manager user that can alter other users except those with the database vault owner and database vault account manager roles. Users cannot alter database vault sys user. Now there are several reports and views that you can access that give you information related to the command rules. So the command rule audit report will list audit records generated by command rule processing operations. The command rule configuration issues report will track rule violations in addition to other configuration issues that the command rule may have. In order to list the object privileges that the command rule affects, you can view the object privileges report. The sensitive object report will list objects that the command rule affects. And the rule set configurations issues report will list rule sets that have no rules defined or enabled, which may affect the command rules that affect them. The data dictionary view DBA DV command rule contains information about all the database vault command rules that exist within your database. Now there is a command rule API. And with the command rule API, you have the possibility to create command rules, update them, and delete them. So you're going to use the package dbms_mac adm of the user database vault sys, and you use procedures like create command rule, update command rule, or delete command rule to manage your command rules.